Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 and a quick video today where we're going to take a look at the 199 best Wonderkids in the game. This isn't just a list of players that I like, I haven't had to simulate in the future. This list is created by just using the in-game editor to figure out who the best players are. Now this isn't the list, we will come to that in a moment. What I've done is publish the shortlist on the Steam Workshop, so if you have the game through Steam you can very easily just install it into your game and apply it straight away. But the way that I've created this list is by looking at every player in the game who has a potential ability of 160. Now to illustrate how good a player that makes, there are only 79 players in the game who have a current ability above 160. So there are only 79 players who've made it to that point, but there are 199 players who either have or will make it to this level of football. So obviously this would include all the big names in football. There are no surprises, they're worth over 50 million. And then you get down towards the bottom, these are some good transfer shouts if they're not already at a big club. You can see even at the bottom though, it's still just players who are brilliant but have also aged a little bit. So it really is just the sign of an absolute world-class player and Szczesny. So a very good list all in all. So if we just go and have a look at the player shortlist, these are the players that you will find on that shortlist. I won't dwell on it. Obviously at the top you have those players that we just saw on the other screen who are already at that point. They're usually already at a massive club and they're going to be really difficult for you to tempt away unless you're Manchester United or one of those big teams. And there are quite a few of them here above the £30 million mark. As we go down, you start to see players begin appearing like Ben Chilwell, Jack Grealish, Patrick Cutrone at Wolves. There's Buendia at Norwich. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it, but he's Mayer at Crystal Palace, another really good option. A couple of more West Ham players. But this list goes on for quite some time. The players here still worth £20 million. Another Norwich player in Max Orange, Ben Godfrey. Norwich looking like a very good shout for their academy and taking on a young team as a challenge. You've also got Neacham at Celtic, Everton, who's become quite famous already as a good Wonderkid. Now Juan Hernandez at Mallorca could be a very good shout, a striker. If we just have a look at his details, you can see he's got excellent finishing, dribbling, first touch, a huge potential there, especially because he has good all-around stats, but he is on loan from Watford, which could be a slight problem. Bruno Guimaraes, also a very good shout from central midfield. Another good Brazilian player that could be raided. Penaranda from Eupen on loan from Watford. So Watford again, good young players. They all seem to be out on loan at the moment. Genk have Sander Berge. He actually does play for them. Central midfielder, looks very strong here. But even here, we're still in the £10 million mark. But as we go further down, you can see there are more middle top tier clubs coming in. So Rennes are in there, AZ are in there with Boadu. He looks like a very good player, just £5 million valuation on him. Ezekiel Barco from Atlanta United, attacking midfielder, looks pretty decent to me. Look at some of these stats here, make him a great addition to your club. Nantes have got Lafont, who should be well known to people. He's been doing very well this season. And then going even further down, we're getting to players now worth less than £1 million who have the potential to be as good as the best 79 players in the game. So Jeremy Doku from Anderlecht, left winger, low finishing, but if you play him as a winger, he will do well for you. You could also train him up on his finishing. A couple of players from Sevilla in Pozo and Gil, both on loan. Or no, are they not former Man City players? They must have just left and gone to Sevilla. But there you go, so you can pick those up pretty easily. There's Roberto Lopez here from San Sebastian, or Real Sociedad as they're actually known. And then further down the list, we've got players from Bochum, Hertha Berlin, Noah Kenne from Leeds, who is English and a youth prospect. He's a good shout. defensive midfielder. Looks like he could be picked up quite easily. And then we get to the bottom. There's still a player from Real Madrid in there at the bottom. David Della Vibora is the cheapest player at £14,000, but Nico Serrano, 36k. Obviously, the players will cost more than that. These are just their values, but Caio Jorge could be a very good signing. A striker with 14 finishing at 17 years old and 72,000 from Santos. Absolute steal. Now, there's no point in me going through too many of these players. You can see the list for yourself. If you load the shortlist up in your own game and allow the filter for, will join your club, you'll also pretty quickly figure out which one's actually going to join you. This guy looks pretty decent. You don't see too many centre-backs, and he's very, very cheap, but on loan from Atletico Madrid. So that will be it for this video. There is a link to this shortlist down below. Do drop a like on the video if you find it useful. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this and drop a comment on the best players that you've managed to pick up. Maybe with this shortlist, maybe not with this shortlist. But until next time, see ya.